So yesterday a lot of people asked for settings. I did start the stream yesterday. It's the first time when Delta Force is available on console, and I really tried for 1.5 hours, I think, maybe even more. I tried to make the settings while doing the stream the first time with this game on controller, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to find some sweet spots and find some good tuning. Now I have some kind of a recipe, and I think it's decent to try. So because you guys asked for it, I'm gonna try put all the categories on your display pretty fast. On the game, crossplay off because we are console peasants. Combat needs to be on. Rest of the things is pretty much normal. I didn't change anything. And we have the good part. Controller dead zones 10, 18, 10, 18. Response, I put it on standard. You need to check this on custom, otherwise you cannot make your own settings for your preference. Here we go, 370, 200, 40, 40, 40, 40, 90, 75, 40, 30, 29, 10. And then you need to set this also per zoom. And to be fair, here I just set it the 1-2x. Mostly I play with 1x, so I'm more interested in this. But if you want to have a sniper, you can set, depends on the zooming, you can set whatever the sensitivity you like. So for one, I have 0.94. ADS transition, I leave it this way. Also for the zooming, if you want to have the 1x like I do, be sure to go in the loadouts, find your gun that you want to play with, go to gun modification, and be sure to go for optic. And here you can do calibrate on the optic, and you see you have the zooming. If you want to have 1x like I do and no zoom at all, like a field of view zoom, then just put this to all the way to 0. Is the default, this is how it is. And once you go in the setting to try it out, as you can see, you have a zoom. You see that? And this zoom is very annoying to me personally. And the only way to escape from this, you don't have the field of view on or off like you do in other battlefields. Even now, Battlefield 6 doesn't have that anymore into it. So it does care about the real zoom on your gun, and it does adapt to that. But in this game, if you want to do it your own way, just like in Battlefield 1, you could have put like from 1 to 2x is a zoom on the iron sights. Is the way system here, and the only way to do it, you just go into that menu and you need to set it here as a calibrate and put it to 0. And you can see that the gun doesn't have that zoom anymore doing that. You see, it's no more transition to the zooming anymore. And yeah, you gotta have that in mind when you set the zooming. But also you can test your guns here, you can test your sensitivity here, because it's bad to go into the game and test it out there. But I think it's pretty good now, and I think you can actually have a little bit of control on your gun. And what I change here is this one. When you fly with a helicopter, for some reason the up and down is inverted, and it just feels completely off trying to fly away with the helicopter using this inverted. So put it on. There we go with 370, 200, 300, 240 on the ground vehicle sensitivity. You can also do it per zoom, but I think it's fine that way. For the aircrafts, 300, 200, 300, 200. And then for the gunner sensitivity, 370 and 200. I try with this on and off. I don't know if it is a placebo or if it's actually working, because for me personally it doesn't feel it does anything, but I leave it on just because maybe it does help sometimes. On the presets, I leave it the way it is because I do have controller age PlayStation 5. I can bind my keys in the menu of the controller. You can do that here in the game also, and you can go for this schematic here and change whatever you don't like. But because I have the controller from PlayStation 5 and I didn't want to go here in this, so what I did, I go to the controller settings and I go to the profile, and to use what I usually use, I just go here and change this one with 0, which is the crouch, and this one with X, so it's the jump. This is what I have in any FPS, and I put here the R3 button and also switch this one with this one because this is how I play. But for this one, you also have an option in the game to switch R1 and R2, so you can also check that if you like to play with that in the game. Some people actually is asking for the sensitivity and the dead zones in this controller. 3 on the left stick and 2 on the right stick, and I keep it on default for the curve sensitivity. Then on an aim, I didn't won't change anything. You can also do the lean to left and right. So you can choose whatever you want to have here. I don't actually lean in this game. Maybe I should try and give it a go because I didn't. And also you can do the key bindings for the vehicles, but personally I leave it the way it is. I have no problem with that. You can also see the parameters of your performance in the game, and you can see how many frames you get, but personally I feel most of the time you have 40 frames, 50 frames, even though it shows more frames per second, even like 200 plus. I don't know why it does that, but it feels like 40. And infantry, if you care about minimap, you can set your own here. I have this, but you can do whatever you like here. On the graphics, recommend to disable this because it just feels more laggy with it. The frame rates, and me personally, I like to play with 116. On the audio, it doesn't matter, just put headphones and the rest is pretty much the same. And here also you put whatever you like. If that was useful for you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.